Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Raw and WWE main event results. And you got birthdays for this week of October the 14th, 2019. Birthdays from October the 12th, Karen Jarrett. She was born in 1972. Not familiar, that's Kurt Angle's previous wife. October 13th, birthday, Duke the Dumpster Josie. He was born in 1970. October 14th, birthday, Stacy Keibler turned 40, while Hall of Famer Black Jack Lauza turned 84, and NXT superstar, former NXT superstar, Shaw Guerrero, who was doing your Women of Wrestling announcing, turned 29. Also, would have been the 72nd birthday of Nikolai Volkov. Hall of Famer Arn Anderson made a special appearance at Championship Wrestling of Arkansas, called CWA, over the weekend at this link. And in the video, Arn Anderson appeared at the CWA's Lloyd Royal Rumble event during a match that featured former WCW star Buff Bagwell versus the LVR boy, the lover boy, Matt Riviera. Anderson hit the ring and laid out Bagwell with his signature spinebuster. Riviera would later win a battle royal to become the first ever CWA Arkansas heavyweight champion. And Arn Anderson has put on some major weight. CWA noted that the event drew more than 650 fans to the Hot Springs Convention Center in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and also featured Elijah Burke, WWE Hall of Famer Bob Orton Jr., and others. Championship Wrestling of Arkansas, Arn parted ways with WWE earlier this year after working behind the scenes for many years. He appeared at AEW's All Out pay-per-view in late August and was rumored to work behind the scenes for that company as well. As the enforcer recently launched his Arn podcast at this link. So he has his own podcast. Don't know how often he posts, but there you go. AEW President Tony Khan commented on Arn's feature with the company during the media scrum after All Out. Never say never. He did a great job, and there was a huge pop for that. I was really excited for that, and I'm not surprised. It got great reaction. Yeah, I'd love to see more of them. That'd be great, Khan said. For those who missed it, Arn's AEW debut saw him hit the ring and deliver a spinebuster to Shawn Spears during the match with Cody Rhodes. I believe that was last week or in their TV debut. Spears had Arn's former Horseman partner interfering on his behalf, WWE Hall of Famer Tully Blanchard. It was announced on Raw tonight that the Universal Champion Seth Rollins will defend his title against the Fiend Bray Wyatt in a Falls Count Anywhere match at the upcoming Crown Jewel event in Saudi Arabia. It was also announced that Ricochet has been added to Team Hogan for the Big 10-man match. Bobby Lashley and WWE Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura have also been added to Team Flair. Well, if you got Shinsuke Nakamura joining in, so that means 4, then you would also have Sami Zayn. Don't know if he's going to be added to the team to fill out all 5 members, but due to the rule of the Sami Zayn's newest stipulation as now a tag team or whatever, if Shinsuke gets picked, so does he. Rollins will now pull double duty at Crown Jewel as he is still listed as captain of Team Hogan. Crown Jewel 2019 will take place on Halloween night, Thursday, October 31st, from the King Fahd International Stadium in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The event will air live on the WWE Network at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, noon Central Time, with a kickoff pre-show starting at 11 Central Time and 12 Eastern Time. And here's the current card. Heck, they got more matches advertised for Crown Jewel than they did the previous pay-per-view. Cain Velasquez versus Brock Lesnar for the championship. Yes, the championship. Falls Count Anywhere match for the Universal Championship. The Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Seth Rollins. World Cup Team Turmoil match. It wasn't discussed on Raw at all. Raw Tag Team Champions, the Viking Raiders versus SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Revival versus the New Day versus Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode versus Heavy Machinery versus Lucha House Party versus Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins versus the OC versus the B Team. Winners will be crowned the World Cup winners and be the greatest tag team in the world. Team Hogan versus Team Flair 5-on-5 match is now advertised. Seth Rollins, Rusev, Ricochet. Other two members to be announced: Randy Orton, King Corbin, Bobby Lashley, Intercontinental Shinsuke Nakamura. And one other to be announced: Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan will be present as the coaches. And don't forget, Sami Zayn is also with Shinsuke. Don't know if he's added to the match, but he'll probably be in the corner. So it'll probably be 6-on-5. Other matches, you got Braun Strowman versus Tyson Fury, Cesaro versus Mansoor, all hell. Roman Reigns versus to be announced. Also noted before WWE announced several additional draft picks over the weekend, including Eric Young to Raw. Young took to Instagram after an announcement and said he will show out if he's given a chance. Raw, huh? Once I'm given a chance, I will show everyone that I and millions already know I am a world-class performer, a world-class man, and a world-class maniac. Hashtag underrated. Hashtag underused. Hashtag world-class maniac. Young wrote. Young hasn't been used much since being sent to Raw in the 2019 Superstar Shakeup earlier this year, when Sanity was split up. Before that, WWE rarely used Sanity following their call-up to the main roster in the 2018 Superstar Shakeup. You can see Eric's full Instagram post in this link. Jeff Hardy was arrested on October 3rd, and I described the details of that on your SmackDown video, as he was arrested on October 3rd from Moore County, North Carolina, and was charged with driving while impaired. A police report stated Hardy had a bloody nose during the traffic stop, and he told officers that it was from an earlier fight with his wife, Beth Hardy. Police report didn't give any further details on the possible domestic violence incident, but the officer did question Hardy about drinking alcohol. Hardy admitted to taking 2 shots of vodka earlier in the night, admitted to being impaired. Hardy bombed the field sobriety test and was uncooperative when asked for the blood sample or breathalyzer test. As police told TMZ that they were not investigating the possible domestic incident between Jeff and his wife, but they said that they would if Jeff filed a complaint. Jeff is scheduled to be in court for the charges on Thursday, November 7th. Shortly afterwards, that's why I'm giving you an update on this. Mike Hardy commented on his brother's arrest on Twitter. Said so many have asked me about my brother. Matt wrote, I love my brother and want him to be happy and healthy. I've expressed that to him as much as I can. Jeff has to make his own decisions about his life. I have to focus on my 2 boys and soon to arrive son. I can only control my actions. Well, also last night on Twitter, Beth commented on the situation for the first time. Kept my mouth shut for too long, Beth wrote. Don't take any info seriously from family when it comes to me or Jeff. Family quotes are BS. Family should have contacted us first before they made a statement to Twitter. Looks like they're more worried about their online presence than Jeff. Jeff and I are handling our business, hence no posts from either of us about what happened. Going forward, if you don't hear it from us, disregard it. We don't need any well wishes from family. Matt Hardy's wife, Rebe Hardy, found out about the tweets and wrote the following back to Beth. No matter how much you dislike him, Matt is still his brother. Here long before your butt is family, not family. period, Robbie wrote. Any statements from Matt about Jeff don't need your approval. It ain't about you. I know it kills you to have anyone acknowledge that the facade of a perfect life you try to maintain is a effing joke. But not everyone thinks sun shines out of your butts. I'm keeping it PG because I do have children watching my videos. Beth and not everyone wants to be complicit in your protecting and enabling of a man who is well on his way to killing himself or someone else. You're an idiot if you really believe Jeff's actions don't affect Matt. They do, and he has every effing right to speak his mind on his own brother. Remember, he speaks from experience. Unlike you, we don't run and hide from our issues and pretend nothing is or was ever wrong in this house. Matt was the absolute worst. I've seen how bad it can truly get. I know how this story ends if you don't effing wake up already. Worry about that instead of what is said to effing nobody's online. As you so eloquently described their fans, it's not taking crap. It's living in reality and holding people accountable when they need it. Maybe it's time to put the whine emojis away, drop the Twitter stunting, and put that energy into keeping your man from driving effed up on the street. I drive with my children before trying to come at a man for addressing his own blood business partner. In short, and as always, mind your effing business. Unquote. End of their quotes for the weekend. NXT Cruiserweight Champion Leo Rush took to Twitter and revealed that he will be dropping a hip-hop album in November. EP dropping in #November. So I guess that's the name of the title. Stay tuned for date release. He tweeted with a photo from the studio. I didn't download the link or the picture. It's just him and with the studio. Angelina Love posted this morning a message to Ring of Honor fans to comment about her appearance. The former Women of Honor champion posted about her irritation with fans commenting about her weight. In her post, Love wrote, "So Ring of Honor fans always talk about how looks don't matter and how it's all about the wrestling. So here I am, a 7-time world champion, and I've got a guy in Vegas yelling out a comment that I only weigh 7 pounds. And then tonight in New Orleans, another dude questioning how I could do anything wrestling-wise because I only weigh 80 pounds. I thought, looks don't matter, huh? You get pissed off that the Allure come and take over the company looking like girls who diss your lame butts in high school, and that's all you cared about. You guys are weak or whack. Well, let me tell you something. If an 80-pound dumbbell was dropped on your head, you'd be knocked the F out. Why don't you pay attention to what you claim is important to you, and we'll just keep taking over, being hot, kicking butt, and winning championships." Angelina lost the Women of Honor World Championship last night, on Sunday night, to Kelly Klein at Glory by Honor in New Orleans. Results posted in my SmackDown. I think we'll post it in the SmackDown video. Performance Center posted a video of this link of NXT superstar Robert Stone hitting the gym. Former Robbie E is currently managing the Outliers tag team in NXT. It looks like Byron Saxton is now a permanent member of the WWE main event commentary team. Like last week, Saxton called this week's episode with Dio Madden and Mickie James, who is currently out of action with an injury. Saxton is apparently replacing Vic Joseph on the main event. As seen in the link, he posted an Instagram post. At this link, so I didn't get that, with James and Madden with him in the picture from this week's main event tapings. Well, Saxton's WWE status has been up in the air after Michael Coleslaw and Corey Graves were named as SmackDown Announce Team. He had been calling the Blue Brand action with Graves and Tom Phillips each week. Also noted, Tom is now calling the weekly 205 live show with Aiden English and the weekly NXT UK show with Nigel McGuinness. And a look at the current WWE announced teams following the recent changes. Raw has Vic Joseph, Gio Madden, Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler. SmackDown, and you have Michael Coleslaw, Corey Graves, Renee Young in a supporting role. NXT, you got Mauro Ranallo, Nigel McGuinness, Hall of Famer Beth Phoenix. NXT UK, Tom Phillips and Nigel McGuinness. 205 Live, Tom Phillips and Aiden English. Main event, Byron Saxton, Gio Madden, and Mickey James. The latest episode of Demanzi's Donuts can be found at this link. From Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. This episode was filmed at the recent Mr. Olympia convention where they had their official brand launch and features Hall of Famer Bill Goldberg. More news on Mandy very shortly. WWE announced additional picks made by both brands. Apollo Crews, Drew Gulak, Heath Slater, Tamina, and the B Team are off to the Blue Brand. EC3, Eric Young, and Sin Cara are with the Red Brand. I already told you about Eric Young. The draft will continue on Raw later on in the video with Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch taking on Sasha Banks, who is now being replaced with Charlotte Flair. The winner will get their brand first selection of the night. Mandy Rose makes her debut in Up, Up, Down, Down at this link, as Rose spoke about her and Deville's love of donuts. On Superstar Save Point, more in the video is more like an interview, as Woods asks questions while he's eating something other than donuts. It looks like tonight's WWE Draft edition of Raw from Denver will feature another racy segment, racy segment with Lana and Bobby Lashley. As she commented in a tweet here, as Lana revealed a teaser clip. Well, I'll go ahead and post the link here for that. As it posts, the video has her legs, and she's wearing a towel, teasing a clip from a spa tape from somewhere. Nothing more than that. More details on Raw itself. And she wrote just a preview, hashtag Raw Spa. And tonight's Raw should be see the Rusev versus Lashley feud progress. Stay tuned for the results. WWE Raw superstar Bobby Lashley spoke with Spandex while at a WWE 2K20 press event before Friday's SmackDown at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Just now getting the news on this, Lashley recently started a controversial story with Lana, which began with the two kissing on stage while Lana's husband, Rusev, watched from the ring. Lashley was asked about how he feels about the last few weeks of WWE TV and what the response has been. I'm the luckiest man in the world, he responded. Yes, something awesome. Something new. Something different. You know, with me, I'm not so big on social media. I'm not a big vocal person most of the time. I think they're just trying to see different layers of me, and this is fun. I mean, Lana she's smoking. Lashley continued, but you know, it's kind of one of those things where what you do when somebody takes your girl and you can't do anything about it. That's the whole storyline. Lashley also responded to people on Twitter saying he went into business for himself. When he grabbed Lana's leg during the kiss on Raw, he said, dang right, go big or go home. The interviewer mentioned how there has been a whole lot of cuckolding and marital infidelity going on lately with the storyline, plus other angles with Jake Maverick and his wife. and Mike and Maria Kanellis. Lashley commented on how WWE is going back to storylines with women and said, this one is going to be fun. More on Mike Kanellis later in this video. He said he feels like he's 20 years old again. There's a little mix, Lashley said, when asked about the cuckolding and marital infidelity on WWE TV. When I grew up watching wrestling, it was just chaos all the time, and that's why we liked it. We went away from that for a little while, but I think the chaos is starting to come back. I want to see people get beat up really bad. I've got a number of people that I'm going to come back and beat up really bad. Then the storyline with the women, that's always something that wrestling has had forever, and we're going back there. The people on top, the people that are putting pen to paper on it, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be great. I told them, I said, you know what? There's people that won't, and there's people that will. And if I'm all the way will, I think it's going to be fun. I'm ready to do anything. I feel like I'm 20 years old, man. Lashley once again expressed interest in wanting a match with Brock Lesnar. He said the match has to happen before he turns 50. He also commented on meeting Lesnar for the first time in Saudi Arabia. I didn't say it. Lashley responded when the interviewer said Brock Lesnar is the match everyone wants and the match he wants. It's like the elephant in the room. Does anybody see it? It's so weird because I don't know him. I've really never met him. I've really never said more than 3 words to him. I met him in passing a couple of times. Saudi was the first time I met him. Literally, hey, what's up? Boom, boom. That was about it. Never said more than 2 words to him. So I think there's a little mystique there, and also for me, just being in the fighting world. Man, I trained and fought with some of the people that he's fought with, and man, it's got to happen. It's got to happen before I hit 50. Tyson Fury and Braun will be on tonight's WWE Draft Edition of Raw from Denver to sign the contract for their match at Crown Jewel. And Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler will moderate the contract signing. Also noted that this will be Strowman's final appearance on Raw because he was dropping to SmackDown this past Friday. And so don't forget, SmackDown gets these hands. And this is the updated lineup for tonight's Raw from the Pepsi Center at this link in Denver. And above are the clips of James Roday, Dule Hill, and stars from Real Housewives of New Jersey. I only seen James Roday and Dule Hill in the video myself. They discussed tonight's draft show. Nothing more than that. 205 Live superstar Mike Kanellis took to Twitter and announced that he has requested his release from the company. Today, quoted by saying, "Today I asked for my release from WWE." Kanellis began, "I want to thank everyone in the company who has helped me out and who I have shared a locker room with. I love you all. I've been with the company for almost 3 years, and I am incredibly grateful for the opportunity. However, it is time for me to move on. I am only 34 years old, and I feel I have way too much left in my tank. Working 1 day a week is just not going to cut it for me. I came to WWE to work, and that opportunity does not exist right now. I resigned with the company back in June because I thought it was the best for my family. And maybe from a financial standpoint, it was. But I quickly realized that bringing my work frustrations and misery home with me is not good for my family. And I no longer want my daughter to constantly see me come home defeated, sad and angry. It's not fair to her or my wife. Being a pro wrestler was and is my lifelong dream, and I'm just not ready to give that up. I wasted 4 years of my life addicted to drugs and not caring, when I should have been having the best matches of my life. Now that I'm clean, sober, and motivated, I want to have those 30-minute matches. I want to travel the world and wrestle in front of UK crowds, German crowds, Japanese crowds. I want to feel the love and excitement wrestling once gave me. I also want my daughter to be able to see me wrestle. I want her to see her daddy work for his money. I've never been okay with just collecting a paycheck, and I can't, in good conscience, tell my daughter she has to work her butt off to get ahead in life, then not to do it myself. I don't know what the future holds, but the first time in a long time, I'm hopeful and excited. Thank you to everyone who has ever supported me and had my back. I love you, unquote. After requesting his release, Mike Kanellis had addressed Leo Rush in a tweet that he later deleted. He mocked Rush for his time sitting at home. Kanellis wrote, "You won 2 matches. Chill out. There's an entire roster of cruiserweights that were grinding and working their butts off for our brand while you were sitting at home for bad behavior. Let's not act like you weren't gift wrapped the Cruiserweight Championship," unquote. Rush then responded to his deleted tweet, "You're right. I was home, reflecting on my past and how I can get better, getting back on a positive road to become a champion, literally and figuratively, spending time with my children that are actually mine. I get your anger. Trust me. Win a match first. Maybe we can talk later," unquote. Well, WWE NXT superstar Mansoor All She Hell is featured in October 2019 issue of Vogue Arabia magazine. And here's a new behind-the-scenes footage of Mansoor's Vogue photo shoot. As noted before, Mansoor will face Cesaro at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia on October 31st. I told you earlier in the video. Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura and Mouthpiece Sami Zayn are both listed in the WWE draft pool for Raw. As I told you earlier, they are listed together as one selection. Sami took to Twitter this afternoon and said he negotiated for a contract stipulation that would allow them to be drafted together. Well, he did that over the weekend. He wrote, "It's hashtag draft day for both Nakamura, San, and myself tonight on hashtag Raw. I negotiated a contractual stipulation allowing us to be drafted together. Where would you rather see us land? Raw or SmackDown? I don't value your opinion, so I won't read your replies, but still, SC," unquote. The reveal of the WWE draft picks on Friday SmackDown were somewhat botched, as the selections were revealed in the same order that they were listed on the WWE website. Dave Meltzer noted on Wrestling Observer Radio that the WWE website crew were told to put the names on the list in alphabetical order, but somehow that was forgotten, and they put the list up as it was. The list was then put in alphabetical order on Saturday. It looks like WWE is planning to make up for the blunder on Raw, which will see the 2019 draft in. Word within WWE is that they are trying to switch things up for the draft tonight, according to at Wrestle Votes. No word yet on what they have planned for tonight's picks, but there's speculation on some of the blockbuster trades taking place, which was teased as well on Raw. For those who missed it, Fox Sports host Jay Glazer appeared during a segment on SmackDown and teased the blockbuster trade for the draft. I didn't see it myself, but you can see it in this link. One thing we could be on the lookout for would be a blockbuster trade. I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know this. If one brand misses out on a must-have superstar early, it doesn't mean that they can't land them much later. Glazer said, you can see the video at that link. It was reported going into the draft that WWE officials wanted to make it feel like a big deal this year. There was a lot of negative social media feedback coming out of Friday's draft kickoff, and more on with Saturday's online picks. Word now is that WWE will try to turn things around with tonight's Raw picks. WWE reportedly put extra effort into preventing leaks this year and have been very tight lived on plans. One mistake in the draft from Raw tonight was a tag team mistake draft as they chose Eric Rowan, not his partner, Luke Harper. But I did mention that they could say, unless it was from the network themselves. So I guess that was a network. So I guess Luke Harper, for right now, is unpicked. So he's a free agent. AEW World Champion Chris Jericho really is bringing the Painmaker to Wednesday Dynamite episode from Philadelphia in this link. And the Painmaker is a character that he had in New Japan Pro Wrestling. As noted, Jericho issued a promo last week to warn Darby Allin ahead of Wednesday's Philadelphia Street Fight for the title. He mentioned bringing the Pain and the Painmaker during the promo. Jericho took to Instagram at this link and shared photos of his Painmaker gimmick from New Japan Pro Wrestling. He said the Painmaker will make his AEW debut this Wednesday. After terrorizing Japan and at NJPW 1972 over the past year, the hashtag Painmaker makes his at All Elite Wrestling debut this Wednesday on hashtag AEW Dynamite. So beware at Darby Allin. Hell is coming for you. At AEW on TNT, hashtag Le Champion, Jericho wrote on his Instagram. New Japan Pro Wrestling has announced that their NJPW collection app will be released soon. Yes, they got a new app. The app will focus on card collecting, similar to the popular WWE Supercard mobile game. There will also be other NJPW content and news, plus special in-app bonuses for fans attending NJPW live events. NJPW did reveal the release at this link for the app, but fans can pre-register at the link and earn special bonuses for the launch. Again, go to that link. House of Glory is a wrestling promotion in the Northeast that was founded by former Impact X Division champion Amazing Red. Rapper Master P then took over ownership recently, and performers such as the Young Bucks, Rikishi, and Molina have made appearances for the promotion. But Master P has his sight set on another big name in wrestling, who just happens to be the biggest free agent in sports entertainment. Master P let it be known on Instagram that Hog is interested in CM Punk and wants him to appear in the promotion in 2020. At this link, I told y'all, 2020, House of Glory, we're doing it big. Said Master P, I'm telling y'all what's going to be so different and so unique. I told y'all we playing chess. Imagine me going back and getting a guy like CM Punk. I can make him a star. Holler at me, man. House of Glory. There hasn't been a response from Punk yet, and as of now, the only wrestling interest on his part is working for WWE's FS1 studio show. Punk auditioned for WWE Backstage for a role in which he will work alongside Renee Young and Booker T. So, to dispute Master P, he's stuck in that deal. The audition reportedly went well, but no announcement had been made by WWE or Punk himself. Wrong answer, because it was revealed last week. Regarding him officially landing the role. Outside of calling for CM Punk, Master P also called out Vince McMahon after acquiring ownership of Hog. Vince McMahon, you in trouble? Because I'm about to take over wrestling. John Cena is featured in a new trailer for Doolittle movie in this link, as he's only doing a voiceover for the movie. And it's of a hat-wearing polar bear named Yoshi. Doolittle is retelling of the classic story of Dr. John Doolittle, a veterinarian who was able to talk to animals. And starring in the movie is Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doolittle, Antonio Banderas, Selena Gomez, Rami Malek, Tom Holland, and Kumail Nanjiani. Don't know. Cena also shared the trailer on Twitter, as I showed you the link. And he comments by saying, a beautiful look at what will be an incredible journey for movie goers this January. Honored to be included in such an amazing group and for such an epic tale, Santa wrote. And I took my daughter to see Rambo and her friend this weekend, and my brother, and they had the trailer as well in the movie theater. And also scheduled for January 2020. And it's on January 17th, to be exact. WWE officially announced that Charlotte Flair will be replacing Sasha Banks on Raw. Told you earlier. Also noted on Sunday night, from Sunday night, TV Guide previews Raw listed Flair versus Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch in a non-title match instead of Banks versus Lynch, which was still listed on the official website. WWE now confirmed Flair versus Lynch will take place, with Flair fighting to get the first draft pick of the night for SmackDown, while Lynch will be fighting for the Red brand. WWE noted in their announcement update that Banks was pulled from Raw due to injuries she suffered from last Sunday's Hell in a Cell loss to Lynch. Noted before how Banks suffered a tailbone injury during the match, as it was only stated a back injury, and was pulled from the ring, and she was not medically cleared to compete. Banks was pulled from weekend live events and replaced by Tamina Snuka. WWE kept their announcement of Banks versus Lynch up until around 3:50 p.m. today, and we're still pushing Banks versus Lynch for tonight's show. Did not include the details on Banks' injuries, but as noted by PW Insider, she suffered a tailbone injury today. Wrestling Observer Newsletter reported that Banks also suffered a hip injury during the Hell in a Cell match. Flair vs. Lynch will now open Raw from the Pepsi Center in Denver. Only other match announced for Raw is Viking Raiders vs. Raw Tag Team Champions Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, with the titles on the line. Spoilers from Denver for your main event episode. Mojo Rawley defeated Zack Ryder. Sarah Logan defeated Dana Brooke by submission. I need to apologize to my brother for the wrong. Sarah Logan is married to Viking Raider, not Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville is your gay character, a gay person. Live from the Pacers Center from Denver, Colorado. Power goes off the air. As this is your Raw draft edition of Raw, with a special Firefly Funhouse video package. Wasn't really much shown from that. It was advertised, mentioned in recent happenings. Vic Joseph welcomes us to Raw, chimed in by Dio Madden and the Hall of Famer Jerry King Lawler. Go right to the ring. Out comes Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch for the non-title opener. Lynch takes the mic and says, and as fans chant for her, Lynch talks about expecting to kick Sasha Banks all over Colorado tonight, but she can't make it because of the last beating Becky gave her. Lynch says Banks is always trying to get away from her, but the woman she's facing tonight, she can't seem to get rid of. But there's always a war when they face off in the ring. Lynch says she came to Raw tonight ready for a war and to rip someone's arm off. Music hits, out comes Charlotte. Lynch will be fighting to secure the first draft pick of the night for Raw, and Flair will be fighting to earn a pick for SmackDown. Flair takes the mic and says maybe this nightmare will never end, and she will get drafted to Raw so they can fight forever. Flair doesn't want this match either. She goes on and says she doesn't want fans to think she's selfish with opportunities. She doesn't even want to fight Lynch tonight. She just wants to be friends again. Flair says she misses Becky and she just wants to be friends. Flair suckers Lynch in and drops her with a mic. Mike shot to the head. Flair talks trash, and they start brawling. Fans chant for Becky as the referee hits the ring to break them up. And the brawl spills to the floor as the officials try to separate them, and we go to commercial. Back from the break, the bell rings. Lynch attacks and they brawl to the corner. Flair turns around, but Lynch clotheslines her coming out of the corner. Lynch fights back and takes Flair from corner to corner. Lynch unloads with kicks in the corner. Flair throws Becky in the corner and works her over with chops and boots. Becky counters a scoop slam and elbows Flair. Flair comes back with big chops. Flair with a backside and a 2 count. Lynch ducks a punch and goes for a roll-up. We get a quick stalemate and they go at it again. Lynch with shots in the corner and a springboard boot. Flair drops Lynch in mid-move. Flair with the scissors around the neck, using them to slam Becky's face first into the mat. Flair keeps Lynch grounded with the scissors now, yelling out with a woo to the crowd. Some fans try to rally for Lynch. Flair finally tosses her across the ring from the scissors. Flair kicks up and rocks Lynch in the corner with a shot to the jaw. They tangle some more, with Flair dropping Lynch with a clubbing shot to the back of the head. Flair then with a quick pin attempt. Lynch comes right back with a drop kick. Flair sends Lynch face first in the turnbuckles and then chops her several times in the corner. Flair sides Lynch around and takes her time. They trade shots again and Flair drops her. Flair gets sent to the apron, but she boots Becky and fights back. Lynch counters and kicks Flair from the apron to the floor for a pop. Lynch runs the ropes for a dive, but has to put the brakes on as Flair drops her. They tangle on the floor now. Flair drops Becky over her knee and sends her face first into the ring post. We're going to commercial as Lynch hits the floor. Back for the break. Flair drops Lynch with a big chop. Flair kicks Lynch around and works her over. Lynch comes back with a clothesline and drop kicks, and a drop kick now. Fans pop as Lynch continues with her comeback. Flair sends Lynch to the apron, but Lynch rocks her with a kick. Lynch goes up top with a missed drop kick, but Flair kicks out of 2. More back and forth now as Flair blocking a drop kick and applies a Boston Crab in the middle of the ring. Fans pop as the referee checks on Becky. Lynch gets close to the rope, but Flair drags her back to the middle. Flair goes into the figure 4, but Becky kicks her out of the ring. Then kicks her back to the floor. Lynch leaps off the apron with a big right hand to the floor. Lynch brings it back in and comes off the top, but Flair moves out and she lands hard. Flair comes right back with a natural selection for a close 2 count, as Flair can't believe she kicks out. Fans chant for Becky now as Flair is happy. Flair goes to the top for the moonsault, but Lynch yanks her leg out, bringing her back down to the mat. Flair blocks the disarmer and sends Lynch face first into the turnbuckles. Flair follows up with a big boot, but Becky still kicks out of 2. Flair is shocked again. Fan chant, this is awesome now. Flair drops down on the knee and goes for the figure 4, but Becky kicks her off. Becky with a roll up for a 2 count. They tangle and Becky drops Flair by her neck. Becky goes to the corner and leaps out with the leg drop, but Flair still kicks out of 2. Fans rally for Becky some more. Becky signals for the end, but Flair avoids the disarmer. Flair comes right back with a spear for a close 2 count. Flair is really frustrated now, laughing in disbelief. But Becky comes from behind while Flair is sitting on the mat. Surprised and frustrated, rolls her up for the pin. After the match, Lynch goes to ringside to grab her title and takes a victory lap as the music hits. She has earned the first draft pick of the night for Raw. Flair looks on from the ring, and she's not happy. Lynch looks on from the ramp and talks trash back to the ring. Flair taunts back. Settle come segment, the Fury versus Strowman contract, plus the Viking Raiders challenge Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler for the Raw tag titles. Also, 2019 draft continues. The announcers go over the rules for the draft again. Charlie Cruz is backstage with Universal Champion Seth Rollins, calling him a top projected pick for tonight. She brings up his unresolved issues with the Fiend Bray Wyatt and how he was driving to SmackDown on Friday, and the possibility of being sent to the Blue brand with Wyatt. Rollins gets a cheap pop from the local crowd and says Wyatt seems to go where he goes, which isn't good for any of us. Rollins stopped. He put an end to this, a hell in a cell, because of the places he went to, which he isn't proud of, but he did what he did. He had to survive, and he thought he ended it. But he's not sure if the Fiend is human or what it will take to really end it. Rollins talks about how he escaped Wyatt on SmackDown. He says maybe he's been going about this all along because he's been trying to move on, but the Fiend is just picking spots. Rollins says that stops tonight because he is going hunting for the Fiend. He's doing the Emma Fudd thing. I'm hunting rabbit. Well, Rollins is hunting the Fiend. Wyatt promises to find Wyatt before the night is over. Then he will end this. He will burn this down. As Rollins walks off, and we go back to commercial. Back for the break, and stock expert Jim Cramer hypes the WWE draft picks. We'll get a look at Fox's War Room with executive and Cletus the Robot. We go back to the arena, and Stephanie McMahon comes out to the podium to announce the first round draft picks for night 2. Universal Champion Seth Rollins is staying on Raw. Also announced that Brock Lesnar goes to SmackDown. Charlotte Flair goes to Raw, while all 3 members of the New Day stay on SmackDown. Andrade and Angelina are going to Raw. Well, a wrestler and a manager go. We go to the draft panel with Renee Young talking to Samoa Joe in the cast, and Hall of Famer Booker T and Beth Phoenix. They discussed the picks just revealed. As they went around the thing, Joe was the last one spoken to. Andrade versus Ali was up next. We go to the ring. Out comes Andrade and Zelina Vega. Vega has a microphone and says they weren't drafted in the same round as Brock Lesnar or Seth Rollins. They were drafted into the round with Andrade. Vega says things are about to change. She warns the Raw roster what they will all now have the privilege of suffering a loss to Andrade, and they should rejoice that. Andrade enters the ring as we go to commercial. Not saying a word, he just agrees with her. Back for the break, Ali is out as the match is underway. They go back and forth for a few minutes. Andrade turns around with a big drop kick as Vega looks on from ringside. Andrade with chops. Andrade works on the arm, but Ali kicks him in the head. Ali with an uppercut. Ali climbs up top, but Andrade shoves him out to the floor. Andrade stands tall in the middle of the ring to pose. Andrade follows as Vega taunts Ali on the outside. Andrade keeps control on the outside and launches Ali's shoulder first into the ring post. Andrade breaks the count and brings Ali back in. Andrade with an armbar over the bottom rope. Vega smiles and cheers him on. Andrade brings him back in and stomps away on Ali. Ali fires back with a big chop, but Andrade decks him. Andrade sends Ali out into the corner and runs with a big knee to the face. Andrade covers for a 2 count. Vic has breaking news. Bray Wyatt is promising a new Firefly Funhouse segment in response to Seth Rollins saying he will hunt him tonight. Ali looks him out, come back, but Andrade shuts him down. Andrade gets sent to the apron, but he applies another armbar on the ropes as the referee counts. Ali ends up sending Andrade out to the floor. He lands hard and clutches his knee. Ali charges for a dive, but Vega jumps on the apron. As he puts the brakes on, Ali runs the ropes again, but this time leaps over Vega, taking Andrade back down on the floor. Vega ends up taking Ali down from the apron to the floor. Andrade brings Ali back into the ring. He nails a hammerlock DDT for the pin to win in the middle of the ring. But when he went outside, they work on the left leg before he was going outside of the ring. He lands on the right leg, or he comes up holding the right leg or knee from the injury or whatever, from the wear down. So Andrade messed up on that. But Andrade won the match other ways. otherwise. Catches his knee. Okay, well, the finish had Ali charging for a dive, but Vega jumped on the apron. As he put the brakes on, Ali runs the ropes again, and this time leaps over Vega, taking Andrade back down to the floor. Vega ended up taking Ali down from the apron to the floor. Andrade brings Ali back in the ring, and nails a hammerlock DDT for the pin and the win. After the match, Vega enters the ring to stand tall with Andrade. We go back to Stephanie McMahon on stage for the second round of tonight's picks. Tag Team Champions Asuka and Kairi Sane are going to Raw. Daniel Bryan staying on SmackDown. We see inside the USA Network War Room, and they're not happy about missing out on Bryan. Rusev is going to Raw. SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley is staying on the blue brand. Aleister Black is going to Raw. So Paul Heyman got his want. He wanted Aleister on Raw. Raw Tag Team Titles match: Viking Raiders versus Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. We go back out to the ring. Out comes the Viking Raiders. Eric and Ivar. Back to commercial. Back for the break. We get the SNL Weekend Update segment with WrestleMania 35 stars Colin Jost and Michael Chi. They talk WWE, Braun Strowman. In tonight's draft, we go to ring. Out comes Raw Tag Team Champions Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. Mike Rome does the formal ring introductions. Ziggler starts off with Eric. Ivar and Roode get involved as Viking Raiders dominate early on. Double team Ziggler in the ring. Ivar with a big top rope splash for a close 2 count on Roode on Ziggler as Roode makes a save. Ziggler comes back in with Ivar and drop kicks him. Ivar drops Ziggler and tags in Eric as Roode runs in. Eric fights Roode off, but Ziggler chops his knees out from behind. Roode tags in and stomps on Eric as Ziggler keeps him down. Roode works over Eric in the corner. Ziggler tags in for double teaming. Eric fights both opponents off. Eric charges, but Ziggler sends him to the floor. Roode sends Eric face first into the ring post. Ziggler follows and hits a zigzag into the steel chairs against the barrier. We go to commercial with Eric down near the timekeeper's area. Back for the break. Ziggler takes Eric back down and applies a sleeper, keeping him grounded. Ziggler stops Eric from tagging, and in comes Roode again. Roode puts the boots to Eric in the corner and taunts Ivar. Eric takes advantage of Roode's attention being on Ivar and nails him. Roode quickly turns it around, back around, and in comes Ziggler. Ziggler drops another big elbow on Eric and talks trash while he's working him over. Eric finally drops Ziggler with a big forearm. Ivar rallies fans from the apron. Roode tags in, as does Ivar. Ivar unloads on both of the champions. Ivar slams Ziggler and nails a low crossbody for a pop. Ivar squashes Roode in the corner. Ivar with a cartwheel to avoid a move from Ziggler and a big shot to Ziggler for another pop. Eric comes back in and they go to double team Roode, but Roode sends Ivar out to the floor. Then Ivar into the ring post, off the distraction. Roode rolls Ivar up for a close 2 count. Ziggler tags in and nails a zigzag. Spinebuster double team combo on Eric, but he kicks out just in time. Ziggler can't believe it. Ziggler charges, but Eric catches him. Ziggler with a thumb to the eye. And then a famous attempt in the middle of the ring for another close 2 count on Eric. Eric looks for a tag, but Ivar isn't up for the tag as he's still down on the outside. Roode tags in and works over Ivar in the corner. Ziggler joins him for a double team. Eric fights both opponents off. Ziggler super kicks him into a glorious DDT, but Ivar makes a save at the 2 count. Fans rally and chant for the Vikings now. Ziggler tags in for a double team, but Eric slides out. Ivar tags in and runs over both opponents. Ivar with a springboard back elbow drop to Roode and Ziggler, double back elbow, as Ziggler at once for a pop. Eric tags in for the Viking Experience double team and pins Ziggler for your win. And are your new tag team champions. After the match, Eric and Ivar stand tall with the titles. It's a music play. We go to replays. Come back to Vikings celebrating their title win. So to come segment, WWE Draft continues. Also, Natalia and a mystery partner will face the Kabuki Warriors. And now to plug WWE's partnership with Susan G. Coleman, and we go back to commercial. Well, I was kind of predicting her to get her to pick her former opponents for the past couple of weeks, and I was right. And it's none other than, I'll leave it for later on in the show. Viking Ray, as they go, so to come segment, the draft continues. Natalia and the mystery partner will face Kabuki Warriors. And now this plug partnership with you coming back to commercial. Viking Raiders backstage, they tout being the first tag team to hold the titles from New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor, WWE NXT, and now Raw. And they are announcing New Japan Pro Wrestling and Ring of Honor on TV. Remember Caval from Tough Enough? They eliminated him for mentioning total non-stop action. He got fired. Well, let's see if they get fired or brought something. We see NHL on NBC host hyping the WWE draft picks. Stephanie McMahon on the stage to announce round 3 tonight's draft picks. Cedric Alexander staying on Raw. Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura and Sami Zayn are staying on SmackDown. Get a look at the Fox War Room celebrating the Nakamura pick. Humberto Carrillo is going to Raw while Ali is staying on SmackDown. Eric Rowan is going to Raw. This is where I mentioned earlier about tag team partners not always going with their pick because Luke Harper wasn't mentioned. Okay, Aleister Black versus Eric Young was up next. We go to the ring. New Raw superstar Aleister Black makes his way to the ring. Always wanting to fight, remember? New Red Brand superstar Eric Young is also in the ring waiting. The bell rings and they go at it. Back and forth. Black gets the upper hand and hits a big moonsault, landing on his feet. Black poses and goes for the Black Mass, but Young avoided it. A skinnier Eric Young from when he went to when he was in Impact, going to the floor to regroup. Black takes a seat in the middle of the ring and stares down Young while he thinks about coming back in the ring. Young comes to the apron, but Black lands a big kick. Young drops Black over the top rope and fights his way in, but Black nails a big running knee. They tangle, and Black ends up applying his new dark ritual submission for the win. After the match, Black stands tall as we get replays. Black stares at the camera as we go to commercial. Back for the break, we get Stephanie back on stage for more draft pick. Buddy Murphy is going to Raw while Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode are going to SmackDown. Jinder Mahal is going to Raw. Not much of a pick for Raw. Carmella stays on SmackDown, but R-Truth is going to Raw. And we see the War Room reacting to R-Truth's selection. Street Profits backstage hyping up Raw when they're interrupted by the OC. U.S. Champion AJ Styles and Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. AJ mentions them being on Raw. Now, AJ wonders why USA drafted the Street Profits to be the unofficial host while the OC is already here. AJ tells them to enjoy the spot they've carved out, but remember, Raw belongs to the OC. OC leaves, but turns right around and attacks Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. The OC destroys the Street Profits. They walk off as officials checking on Ford and Dawkins. Ricochet versus Shelton Benjamin was up next. We go to the ring. Out comes Ricochet. We see a backstage pre-recorded promo where Ricochet talks about how he will continue to overcome obstacles on Raw and proves that superheroes are real. As we go back to commercial. Back for the break. Shelton is waiting in the ring. The bell hits, and they go at it. Ricochet sends Benjamin to the floor. After part 2 of your Raw conclusion. Raw results. Ricochet face first on the mat. Benjamin with more strikes in the middle of the ring. They tangle and Benjamin drops Ricochet with a big kick to the face for a close 2 count. Benjamin keeps Ricochet grounded with the body scissors down. Ricochet gets free, but Benjamin shuts his comeback attempt down. Ricochet keeps going and finally drops Benjamin with kicks. Ricochet avoids a charge, but by going to the apron. Ricochet fights in front of the apron with a kick, big kick. Ricochet springboards in front of the apron and is applying clothesline. Ricochet with a standing shooting star press for a close 2 count. Ricochet keeps control and goes to the apron, but Benjamin rocks him and drives the knees into him. Ricochet with a big kick from the apron out of nowhere. Ricochet goes up top. It's a fan cheer him on. Benjamin jumps up to the top. The only way Benjamin knows how. And gets a belly-to-belly superplex. But Ricochet lands on his feet. Ricochet follows up with a recoil for the pin and the win. After the match, Ricochet stands tall. As we go to replays, or as his music plays, Ricochet looks on from the ramp as the referee checks on Benjamin. Vic Joseph leads us to a video package on Tyson Fury. Still to come, Lawler will moderate the contract signing between Fury and Braun Strowman. Camera cut to a spa somewhere as Lana is getting a massage from a female masseuse who starts off as she teases it from Twitter. The woman asks how the massage is. Yep, and Lana says she likes it harder. Well, we go to commercial. Back from the ring, Lana is still face down on the massage table at a local spa. The female masseuse says she can go deeper with the massage if Lana wants. Lana says yes. She likes it deep. The masseuse leaves, and then comes Bobby Lashley with nothing but a towel on. Lashley starts massaging Lana's legs under the robe, and she likes that. She likes his gentle touch. Rusev was never that good. Lashley is having fun, but Rusev probably isn't. The whole segment I missed. Lana suggests she flips over. Lashley raises her robe and watches as she turns over on her back. He is all smiles. Lashley continues the massage as we cut back to the arena. We go to the ring. NWA Hall of Famer Jerry King Lawler is out with a contract signing set up. Lawler mentions how Tyson Fury versus Braun Strowman was announced for Crown Jewel during last Friday's press conference in Las Vegas. Lawler hypes the match and says he's ready to make this match official. Lawler introduces the monster among men first, and out he comes to a pop. Strowman enters the ring, shakes hands with the King. Lawler introduces heavyweight boxer Fury next, and out he comes. Fury also shakes hands with Lawler. Lawler says they have promised not to have a repeat of last Friday. Fans boo that. Fury and Strowman take their seats at the table now. Strowman knows a lot more about Fury. He knows he's tough and all that, but he also knows Fury has a big ego. Strowman says Fury came to the Fox premiere to take his spotlight, but he'll be danged if Fury uses him as a stepping stone in his career. Strowman says Fury is stepping into his world at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia, and he will slam Fury. They hand him his first loss. Strowman says the funny things about this is that there's not a dang thing Fury can do about it. Strowman says Fury is going to get these hands. He signs the contract. Fury goes to speak, but he signs the contract first. Fury says he was at SmackDown with his family to see Strowman because Strowman is all Fury's kids have talked about for months. Some fans give Fury the what treatment. Fury says he's not out of his element in any ring, and he will prove that at Crown Jewel. Fury says Strowman will be on his back because he will knock him out. They stand up and face off as fans cheer them on. Strowman slams his fist through the announce table and break it. He yells out and raises his arms while staring at Fury. Fury takes the ink pen used for the contract sign and tries to break it, but can't do it. He tries once, tries twice, and then finally sets it in a bit of a comedy act. Fury laughs and turns his back on Strowman. making his exit from the ring, but stopping to take one last look at Strowman. Strowman stares back at Fury at Fury as he exits the ring to his music. Fans give Fury a mixed reaction as he heads up the ramp and turns back to wave. We go to commercial. And we come back from the break. And we get draft hype from NBC's Al Roker and Willie Geist. Stephanie McMahon on the stage to announce the 5th round draft picks. Samoa Joe staying on Raw. The Miz is going to SmackDown. Well, he's been on SmackDown. Akira Tozawa goes to Raw. As you get the second person from 205 Live to Raw. King Barry Corbin is staying on SmackDown. Well, he actually goes from Raw to SmackDown. As well as Shelton Benjamin going to Raw. Buddy Murphy versus Cedric Alexander was up next. We go to the ring. Out first comes Buddy Murphy. Cedric was out last. The bell rings and they lock up. They trade moves and counters for a few minutes before we get a stalemate. Cedric looks for a handshake while Murphy talks trash and slaps him. They go at it again and Cedric nails an elbow. Murphy launches Cedric face first into the turnbuckles. More back and forth out. Murphy ends up knocking Cedric out of the ring and to the floor. Cedric lands hard as we go back to commercial. Back for the break. Murphy eats a big kick from Cedric. Murphy comes right back to knock Cedric out of the ring with a big knee strike. Murphy runs the ropes and leaps out, taking Cedric back down on the floor. Murphy brings it back into the ring and goes up top. Murphy flies with double knees, but Cedric kicks out of two. Murphy catches a super kick, but Cedric comes right back and drops him with an elbow. Murphy looks to be out, but he rolls out of the ring for a breather. Cedric runs and nails the drop kick through the ropes, sending Murphy into the barrier. Cedric runs the ropes again and nails the suicide dive, sending Murphy back into the barrier. They bring him back in the ring, and Cedric nails a springboard flatliner. Murphy still kicks out of two, and Cedric can't believe it. Cedric gets up first and goes for a lumbar check, but it's blocked. Cedric tries again, but Murphy lands on his feet. They trade more shots as Murphy goes up top. Cedric climbs up with him, but Murphy slides out and super kicks Cedric in the face. Murphy with a big sit-down powerbomb in the middle of the ring. Cedric kicks out of a pinfall. Murphy immediately follows up with a Murphy Salt for the pin and the win. After the match, Murphy stands tall as music plays. We go to replays. Murphy has his arms raised while standing over Cedric. And that's the plug to WWE Crown Jewel and the network. New subscribers will get Crown Jewel for free. They go over the Crown Jewel card. It's revealed that Ricochet has been added to Team Hogan, while Bobby Lashley and WWE Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura have been added to Team Player. It's also announced that WWE Universal Champion Seth Rollins will defend against the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, in the Falls Count Anywhere match. Street Profits are backstage. Montez Ford is ready to fight the OC, but Angelo Dawkins suggests they find a partner. They keep it a mystery until it's time. Ford says they want the smoke. We want the smoke. As they end the segment. Go to commercial. Back to the race. Stephanie McMahon is out to the draft podium for the 6th and final round of the night. Rey Mysterio is staying on Raw. We see USA War Room celebrating Rey's pick. Chad Gable, who's now going as Shorty Gable, staying on SmackDown. Tyson goes to Raw. Elias stays on SmackDown. Liv Morgan heads to Raw. So that's going to be her ring return. We go back to the draft panel to discuss the recent picks. Booker T teases a blockbuster trade to be made in the next 24 hours. Kabuki Warriors versus Natalya and Lacey Evans. We go to ring. Out first comes the Wild Tag Team Champions, Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. Natalya is out next to the stage with a mic. She said she was asked to pick a tag team partner, and she chose someone who has taken her to the limit. She goes on with praise for her mystery partner, and she then introduces Lacey Evans. They march in the ring together for this non-title match. Here we go back to commercial. Back to the ring. The match is underway as Evans and Sane go at it. Sane lands offense, but Evans turns around and delivers a big kick to the floor. Evans follows up to the floor, but Sane drops her with a back fist. Same with another big move on the floor to keep Evans down. Sane distracts the referee while Oscar launches Evans into the barrier for a pop. They bring it back to the ring, and Sane keeps Evans grounded in his submission. Evans turns around and mounts Sane with strikes. They get to the feet, and Sane works on the arm, tagging in Oscar for a double team shot to the arm from the top. Oscar drops Evans with a kick down. Evans with more kicks to the head. Oscar works on Evans' arm as Natalia reaches for the tag. Oscar charges, but Evans moves and drops her. Natalia finally tags in and unloads on Oscar. The tangle, and Natalia hits a German suplex. Sane gets knocked to the floor by Natalia. Oscar counters the sharpshooter, goes for a heel hook. Natalia turns around, and Natalia more counters and quick pin attempts. Natalia goes for a sharpshooter again, and this time it's blocked for a pop. Oscar tries to get to the bottom rope, but Natalia repositions her. Sane runs in and breaks the hold with a bulldog to Natalia. Oscar knocks Natalia off the apron to the floor. With a big hip attack, go to commercial. Back for the break. Oscar has Natalia in an arm submission. Natalia turns around and hits a basement drop kick. Oscar gets on Natalia's back while she's down and applies another submission. Oscar transitions into an arm bar. Natalia with a 2 count. Oscar stomps Natalia, and Evans waits for a tag. Oscar stomps away on Natalia while taunting Evans. Oscar grounds Natalia with another submission. Oscar continues to kick Natalia around and dominate her. Natalia gets up and fights back. Oscar stops her from tagging again. Oscar knocks Evans off the apron with a cheap shot. Natalia with another right hand to Oscar, but she rolls to the wrong corner. Sane tags in for double suplex as they hit it. Sane with a 2 count. Sane goes right into a body scissors to keep Natalia down. Natalia tries to break free, pounding on Sane. Sane turns that into another submission. Natalia powers up into a big suplex. Evans finally tags in and unloads on Sane, then knocks Oscar off the apron. Evans with a neck breaker on Sane. Evans keeps the show for a 2 count. Evans launches Sane into the turnbuckles. Evans with more power moves and a 2 count on Sane. Evans goes to the top and kicks Oscar away as she approaches the apron. Sane takes advantage and knocks Evans upside down in a tree of woe. Sane goes up top and hits a big double stomp on Evans while she's upside down. Natalia breaks Sane's pin attempt. Sane tosses Natalia to the floor. Sane charges at Evans with a big fist in the corner. Sane goes to the top and tags Oscar in. Sane charges but rolls through as Evans moves. Evans with a woman's right to Sane. Oscar takes advantage of being legal and gets a pin on Evans for the win. After the match, Sane and Oscar go forward to celebrate. We immediately cut to a Bray Wyatt in the Firefly Funhouse. Some fans are booing in the arena. Perhaps the last match running until 10:57. Wyatt says he saw Seth Rollins. He goes on and rambling Rabbit, who returns to the show after his death last week or a week before. Rabbit pops up and says Rollins is almost here. Rabbit is scared. Wyatt tells him to go play because everything is fine, because he keeps it safe. Rollins suddenly attacks Wyatt from behind and beats him down in the funhouse. Rollins rips some of the photos off the wall. Wyatt pops back up and screams in Rollins' face. Wyatt asks why Seth is doing this to him. He begs, please. Rollins responds by beating Wyatt up some more. Fans mostly boo in the arena. Rollins says it's time to burn it down. Rollins sets fire to the table and then turns around. As you didn't see it because he turned your back to the camera. And then all of a sudden you see flames. The funhouse starts to burn as you see flashes of the Fiend on the screen. And we hear Wyatt's laugh echo as the funhouse goes up in flames as Raw goes off the air. I actually did not see any flashes of the Fiend myself, but it did go off the air at that point. And I haven't gotten any results from your Dark Match main event. So that'll be the end of my video for this week. Peace out. See you one of you. If you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters.